So Jony Ive and Apple are finally going their separate ways after a 30-year-long working relationship together. So Ive was Apple's chief design officer until 2019 when he left Apple to start his own company. And well, they signed a contract for 3 years, and well, now here we are. So now that the renewal, the continuation of the contract was coming up, both parties sort of seemed interested in, both of them going their separate ways. Many Apple executives apparently had questioned just how much they would need to pay Mr. Ive, as well as, they were frustrated because several of their designers left to join Ive's company, which, totally understandable. And then, coming from Ive's perspective as well, he just wanted the freedom to take on clients without needing Apple's clearance because, he probably had a pretty restrictive non-compete agreement in his contract with Apple. So, he's been working with Apple for 30 years. He probably just wants to move on, design some other stuff as well, I would assume. And, well, that's pretty much it. The fans have mixed opinions on the matter. Some are saying, well, this is the end of an era. You can already see it in the new stuff that's coming out, like the iMacs that most people don't really like because they're just sort of too plain, I guess. Whereas some people are happy. They're like, oh, this is why we're getting ports on our laptops again. This is fantastic. So, a bit of a mixed response, but yeah, pretty interesting. It's gonna be it's definitely gonna be interesting to see if Apple's design language is gonna change somewhat. They've obviously been super successful over the past years, decades. Everybody loved Apple's designs pretty much. The only sort of the criticism is that a lot of the time, they sacrifice the usability of the device for the looks. Instead, for instance, with their famous Magic Mouse, that has the charging port on the bottom. So, you can't use it when you're charging the mouse, which is like pretty stupid. And, of course, the iMacs, having the headphone jack on the side and ports on the back, obviously that's not ideal. So yeah, interesting. Hope everything works out for Mr. Ive. Hope he gets to design things that he kind of wants to design. It's like 30 years of designing these electronics and stuff. Maybe he just wants to move on, branch out a little bit. I'm sure he definitely has enough money at this point. And Apple is the world's most valuable company, so they're gonna be fine.